and touch are weird. But what about when touch straddles the line between pleasure and pain? When a sensation makes you laugh and drives you crazy? I'm talking about tickling. Part of what makes you laugh when you're tickled is the element of surprise. Your brain doesn't know exactly what to expect or when it's going to happen. On the other hand, it's impossible to tickle yourself. If the brain knows where and when and how you are going to be touched, you won't laugh. But professors of cognitive neuroscience at the University College London have invented the tickle machine. Subjects sit in the tickle machine with their feet against a brush that is connected to a handle. At first, when the subjects turn the handle, the brush rotates at the exact same time, resulting in no tickling. Then the machine is switched into tickle mode, which causes a delay of less than a second between when the subject turns the handle and when the brush moves against their foot. This slight change is enough to prevent the brain's cerebellum from predicting the sensation, thus allowing the subject to respond to the tickle. Tickles can be fun. Pain, not so much. If you couldn't feel pain, that would be great, right? Or would it? Let's meet Steve Pete. Steve, I understand you don't feel pain.
Yes, I was born with a rare genetic condition called congenital insensitivity to pain. Only affects about 40 or 50 of us around the world with it.
Only 40 or 50 people?
So far that we've been able to find.
And tell me what it means when you say you don't feel pain.
Pain is used to detect injury, and it kind of sends a signal to your brain saying, hey, don't do this anymore. It's an alarm system. So what happens with my condition is we feel what's going on. Like if I were to touch your shoulder, you would feel me touching your shoulder. But if I were to touch your shoulder in a way that's painful, I would feel just the pressure, and the signal of pain would not travel to my brain.
Okay, so you feel everything
else
that I feel, but you just don't feel pain.
Correct.
But that can be dangerous. How did you first find out you had this condition?
Well, what happened was I was teething and I chewed part of my tongue off. So my parents quickly took me to my pediatrician.
Wow. Are you ticklish?
Yes.
Do you itch?
Yes.
Do you like massages?
Yes.
Do you take painkillers?
No.
What about a headache?
No.
What about spicy peppers?
I enjoy them, yeah. I mean, I do sense the burning sensation, but nothing painful.
What about intestine pain, like gas pain?
That's something I don't feel, so that kind of ties into one of my biggest fears, which is having like appendicitis or any other type of internal damage that I just don't know about until it's too late.
Is there an upside to this? I'm sure that people often naively hear that you don't feel pain and they think, oh man, well you should become a boxer.
Well, the only upside to it is being that I have had so many injuries during my childhood, as I get older, I won't feel the pain that comes with it. Other than that, really, I just try to live my life normally as everyone else does.
I cannot describe pain to you, just like you can't describe a color to someone who's blind.
Which is where I run into my problem with trying to describe what not feeling pain is like.
Wow, I'll bet. Well, Steve, thank you very much. This was really, really fascinating. So, not being able to feel pain is actually a bad thing. But likewise, the anticipation of pain can be bad too. Just making someone think that they might be tortured soon can be a torture device. The CIA and Guantanamo Bay are known for using psychological torture involving the anticipation of pain against prisoners in the war on terror. The effects of this type of torture can last a lifetime. So what's worse, waiting for pain to happen or the pain itself? You might be surprised. We're basing our investigation on an anticipation of pain experiment conducted at the University College of London, which gave subjects two options. Option 1, experience intense pain right away. Or option 2, anticipate a lower level of pain in intervals every few minutes. Researchers found that the psychological effects of dread can often be worse than the pain itself. We decided to demonstrate this phenomenon by setting up a fake research study. We are looking into the effects of electrical stimulation on the body.
Okay.
It's all completely harmless, but it can be unpleasant.
Right.
So we'll show you the two settings, all right? I want to show you first what we call the light setting.
Okay.
Okay? You ready?
guess so. Oh.
And then there's the high setting.
Ow.
Okay. All right. So, again, unpleasant, definitely,
Yeah.
but you're safe. We call this the low voltage or light shock.
Okay.
Ready?
Okay.
And now we'll show you the high voltage or higher shock.
Oh, okay.
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 Now it's time for our subjects to make an important choice. All right, so now that you know the two differences, you either can choose choice A, which is one high voltage shock every 10 seconds for a minute. Will our subjects choose the higher, more painful shocks, but get it over with right away? Or choice B is one low voltage shock every 10 minutes for 1 hour. Or will they choose the lower shocks, but be forced to anticipate the pain for 10 minutes between shocks for a solid hour? Either way, you will be here for an hour. What's worse, a higher level of pain, or having to wait and anticipate the lower level of pain?
I'll take the long.
I think I'll do the shorter, more painful one.
Okay. Now that they've made their choices, it's time to see how our subjects experience these two options. The subject who chose to anticipate the lower level of pain during the course of an hour is seated in the low shock administration room, along with our actors who are pretending to get shocked. No actors were harmed in the making of this show. This subject's hour-long ordeal is just beginning. But what about the subject who chose to get it over with and take the more painful shocks right away?
Right, we're starting now. Here's shock number 1.
Ow!
Okay,
Yes, the shock is painful, but it was her choice.
so this is shock number 2.
It's really painful.
Shock number 3.
It's half over.
Exactly. It may hurt more, but she's getting it over with quickly.
Shock number 4. Number 5. Number 6.
Okay, you're done. Meanwhile, our other subject is only on shock number 1. That's 1 shock down, 5 more to go. While the pain level may be lower, this subject has plenty of time for the pain and its anticipation to occupy his mind.
Hi, Jerome, did you come with me?
Oh, okay.
Finally, his hour is up. Tell me about why you chose the lower voltage choice.
I guess you're less pain, you know.
While you were sitting there waiting for 10 minutes to elapse, how did you feel?
Anxious. It's so quiet in there. So basically, you got your thoughts. And your thoughts is like, okay, it's coming.
This anxiety may be the reason why, in the original study, a full 70% of subjects opted to receive the more painful shocks right away, rather than suffer through the mental torture of anticipation. Why did you choose the higher shock group?
Just knowing that it was over within a minute. I think 10 seconds was easier to go along with and anticipate what was coming next. So it's kind of like ripping the Band-Aid off, I guess. Like
You'd rather
hard and fast.
Hard and fast?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Tickling may be annoying, and pain may be, well, painful. But we crave touch. Hugging feels amazing. Hugging can actually decrease your risk of catching the common cold. And hugging can lower blood pressure. Hugging can also release oxytocin, the so-called bonding hormone. I guess what I'm trying to say is, stay in touch.